Ching ching. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dropkick SoCal, whatever the fuck.
Oh, good.
Oni here.
And Muski. All right, man. How's it going?
Good.
Cool. Freaking Heat's coming back.
I love it.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
fucking love it.
those of you who enjoy Heat, props to you.
I mean, based on the winter we just had, especially in our area, we needed the fucking warmth.
I guess so.
It was bad.
Yeah.
The winter was bad.
Yeah, I prefer that.
Yeah,
But for those of you guys who may have noticed, new inclusion. Spoiler to soon to come what they call toy hunt. But we have the Lucha Lowrider now. It comes with the Ray, the Bailey we included there because why not, man? But yeah, check it out. Freaking, and yes, it does do does that. Hell yeah, that takes you back, man. It just gotta be careful with it. Watch me break it on the first. Okay, there we go. No, we're good. Hell yeah.
All right.
I need that Eddie, man. I need that damn Eddie.
I'll say go to El Paso. They might have them out there.
All the way to El Paso. Would you guys watch that if I did a fucking trip? We'll see, man. But yeah, David, Wrestling Guy Store. Let me know. Just one Eddie. But we'll see, man. But yeah, speaking of the stuff on the on our thing here, man, we have WrestleMania Cup there too when they came to LA, and we have WrestleMania coming up in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, literally in 2 weeks.
Yeah, holy shit, guys. Indeed. So first of all, as the build up to WrestleMania continues, I actually, as you guys tell from my rant episode last week, I love the feedback from y'all because you see, like, I like how it established us as an actual, like, the way a community should be. You know, we discuss things, we don't always agree, but we know how to freaking like actually argue, and not just sink the juvenile freaking curse words and stuff, and then getting yourselves blocked on Instagram. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. For those who know, no.
If you know, you know. We've already had to do that, but now those of you guys who hopped in on our discussion, awesome. We don't have to agree, but like, yeah.
I mean, as long as we have a discussion about it, you know.
Exactly. You know, exactly. So yeah, dug that, guys. Hope we can have more of that. We may have some of that right now, man, because leading up to WrestleMania, we have something that we actually have opposing views on.
Which is?
I'm curious to hear from you guys too. Main event of night one.
Okay.
You want to give your share in that first?
No, I want to see what you want to talk about it.
All right, so plain and simple, I don't think Seth, Punk, and Roman should main event.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. I think, if anything, it should go to the women's triple threat match for the World Heavyweight title. You know, Io, Rhea, and Bianca.
Okay.
Alrighty. Want me to just keep elaborating on that?
Yeah, because, I mean, I want to know.
All right, so plain and simple, man. I'm going back in time to freaking, like, coming from a Punk fan, you know, way back in the day, 2011. Shit, that is a long time ago. Now it is. Okay.
That's like 14 years ago.
Yep. Okay. It's hitting me. Okay, but point is, you know, he had that amazing reign, Summer of Punk. But again, it got pushed to the side for the John Cena Rock feud that main evented WrestleMania. So you're putting your champion on the side instead of main eventing. And Punk slightly upsetted him, you know. So that was just one thing. But then eventually he quit. He came back to wrestling, cool, you know. But there was a lot of things in the old regime, I guess you could say. But I just think it's kind of hypocritical, man, because now here you are years later. And even though I do think he deserves to main event WrestleMania someday, but not with this match, man. There's nothing on the line. Like, championship match, perfect. But it's just like that Cena Rock match taking the main event spot, but now he's in it, man.
Yeah.
And I just think it's kind of hypocritical because notice that, I mean, like, neither Charlotte or Jey Uso are main eventing either night either. And they're the Royal Rumble winners, man.
Yeah.
I think it's a little hypocritical that now he's on the other side, where now he's kind of taking the main event spot from one of the championship matches, you know?
No.
That's just me tapping into my, like, Punk fandom or something, man. I mean, does he deserve it? Absolutely. But just not with this, man. Not with this.
Okay.
I like the long-term storytelling, the favor. Paul Heyman's going to be there. Is it going to cost something between Roman, maybe even Seth? Cool. But again, that's just
Okay.
it's just taken away from the championship matches, man, which should be the main focal point right there, you know?
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents on it, man.
Okay. So to me, I gotta keep in mind, technically it is a main event, but in reality it's not a main event.
Because it's night one?
It's night one. So it doesn't really matter if who ends the night, because it's not the main event.
Main.
Let's talk about let's be real with it. It's not the main event. It's the sub main event for what WrestleMania is. The last match is what, Cody versus John Cena.
Yeah, that's
the main event for the whole show. I mean, it might be night two, but that's for the whole show. The reason, with my point of view, is like with the whole triple threat, it took over the Royal Rumble picks or the winners, whatever. Because if you think about it, both Royal Rumble winners aren't over. Those matches aren't over.
I mean, they're getting there,
Because
but
and the problem is, it might have sounded like it was over in Europe, but it's not over out here where people are actually gonna watch it
yeah.
here. They're not gonna
And
watch it
keep in
in
mind,
Europe.
as long as I love the European crowd, like
But
shout out to you.
they'll do what do you call it?
They'll shout for anything because they
But
barely ever get it.
yeah, and out here that's more where wrestling, at least WWE wrestling, is more focused on here. That's where, like I was telling you on IG's, like WWE is more focused on the paperwork out here, like who's over here, because this the where the event is gonna happen is out here, not in Europe. If it was in Europe, they would put whoever's over there, but not out here.
We'll get to that though.
And so over here, so like for example, the Jey Uso, a lot of people aren't thrilled about Jey Uso, him winning. So they didn't put him as the main eventer, which is like, how you gonna call him main event and he's not gonna main event, which is kind of dumb. And two, the whole Charlotte Flair thing, like she shouldn't have won that match regardless. But at the same time, it's like nobody wants to see that match because somebody in both in that match, somebody is gonna get screwed over.
Charlotte versus Tiffy?
Yeah, either Tiffy's gonna get screwed over for the title, or like it feels off.
Tiffy has to win that shit, man.
She has to win it, but it feels weird and off. But the whole point is the whole main event or that for the night one is all based on numbers, like who's over, and the one that they saw, like CM Punk is still drawing in names or drawing in tickets, and so is Roman. I don't know about Seth because in reality, it's like I never knew if.
I mean, he's like Triple H's go-to guy, you know.
Yeah, but but keep in mind it's all just the numbers game. It's not really like. But what I was thinking about is like until they, they say, what, each Royal Rumble winners. That's the problem about having two Royal Rumbles to begin with. Is like who's gonna main event certain night, and then there's another problem about when it's like the WWE Championship, because that's the one that's gonna main event the whole thing. So how does that put the World Championship? So to me, they should alternate the days. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like day one, it should be the World Heavyweight Championship to
Main event,
and then the WWE on night two, and then like the next year they flip spots.
They could do that.
Like stuff like that.
Depending,
but the thing is, the way WWE is doing it is that they painted themselves in the corner,
they kind of did.
and because they have so much talent, they painted themselves into a corner. So, I mean, to me, it's like, if I get to watch it, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not, because it is on fucking Easter. So, yeah.
Oh, is it on Easter?
Yeah, Easter Sunday.
Oh shit, you're right.
So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to watch that shit.
We'll
But
see.
the point is, like, I think it's gonna be a good match. Is it gonna be a long match because it has Roman Reigns? Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say, oh, good on Triple H for making the matches. Like, I get it why he put it there, but at the same time, like, dude, why you could have done a whole lot better. Obviously, John Cena not winning the Royal Rumble would have been better, but it could have been a better person at the time. Just my take on it.
Gotcha. But so you wouldn't consider night one a main event then?
I don't consider it a main event.
Gotcha.
It might be the closer to that night, but it's not the main event for WrestleMania.
The main event.
The main event.
I get what you mean, man. Still though.
Because the thing that's calling you to watch the pay per view is the main one, which is John Cena and Cody Rhodes. That's the one that has a lot more traction than any of the other world titles matches.
True.
I mean, I might hate the storyline, but it has more traction than all the other ones.
Gotcha. It does have more traction. Yeah, dang. Well, we do have an official. So far, we have the official card. Yeah,
Nice.
we'll get into that right now. But yeah, guys, I just thought that was an interesting discussion point. What do you guys think? Should the main event be that triple threat of Punk, Rollins, and Reigns, or should it have gone to something else? Me personally, the triple threat match with the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. That has been so good.
Yeah, but they want to giving them the spot because none of them are the Royal Rumble winners.
I mean,
and because at least when I looked up that article, they were going based off the Royal Rumble winners and then the CM Punk match. They never put the Women's World Heavyweight Championship as in the mix. So to me, it's like I don't think that's gonna be for night one. It's gonna be like night two, if anything.
night two. I just feel that has for
me.
That's
a problem of having so many matches that you have to split them up.
Yeah. I see what you mean, man. Because for me, I don't know. That has more. You can discuss this if you want, but I think that has the second most traction behind John Cena and Cody.
Yeah, it has more traction, but the thing is, they didn't put it up into debate because it involved a Royal Rumble winner.
It involved the EC winners, though.
EC's trash compared to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, but John Cena
was EC's trash compared to the Royal Rumble. John Cena, the only reason that has traction is because he's already leaving. If one of the women in that triple threat was leaving, then they would put that in priority. None of them are leaving. John Cena's in his last matches, whatever.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see, man. But yeah, just let us know, guys. What do y'all think? I mean, is that something that you'd like to see, or how would I don't know, whatever. But yeah, man. I mean, regardless of
what
question? No. Which we do have questions. You guys will see. But yeah, we got the whole WrestleMania card. Mm-hmm. All right, man. So the matches that we have for WrestleMania so far, we know it's Cody versus Cena. We have Jay versus Gunther. Mm-hmm. We know we have Charlotte and Tiffy. We know we have the triple threat with Io, Rhea, pardon me, Bianca.
Yeah.
We have some recently new ones that we had. Did you see Raw last night?
Nope.
It's official. Rey versus El Grande Americano.
That's going to be a bullshit match.
Probably. And last week's SmackDown, we have a number one contender, Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. Championship.
That's going to be a good match.
I'm hoping Jacob wins it. Hope so. We have a fatal four-way for the IC title match. So it's Braun Breaker, Penta, and then Finn and Dominic.
I feel Judgment Day breaking up that day.
I'm thinking so too, man.
And Penta winning it.
You know, I'm not against it.
I'd rather him win it. I wouldn't care, but as long as Judgment Day breaks up.
Good point. It's about time. I mean, they've overstayed their welcome now. And then let's see here. Oh, Naomi versus Jade.
I don't have a pick in that one.
We'll see. I mean, you got to put Jade over, man. It's her first WrestleMania. You got to put her over.
No, fool. There's been fools who had their first WrestleMania they lost. They don't need to win it.
I mean, I guess, but...
I mean, she has to win it because of the story, but she doesn't have to win it.
I know, but the traction when she came in...
Anyways, continue.
All right.
We're not going to get into the whole fucking wrestling.
All right, man. All right, whatever. AJ versus Logan Paul.
That's going to be a bullshit match.
Well, I
You
mean,
already know Logan's gonna cheat in some way.
either that or he loses because
Yeah, but knowing Logan Paul's gonna try to cheat in that match.
the fist or something.
Yeah,
And of course a triple threat with Seth, Rollins, and Reigns.
I feel that's gonna be a good match.
It's gonna be a good match.
Despite the placing they have, I feel that's gonna be a good match.
Is something groundbreaking gonna happen? You think?
Not like that, but it's gonna be a good match.
It will be, but we'll see.
It's gonna be weird because they're all old men now.
Well, kind
They're
of.
not in their prime
I
anymore.
mean, Punk more than anyone.
Yeah, but they're not in their prime anymore.
No, especially Seth because of the ever since what was it, a back or a leg injury?
That I think it was like a knee injury, no?
Knee injury. There we go. That's what
And
it was.
and
I mean,
yeah,
Roman still got it, to be
yeah,
honest.
but he hardly ever wrestles nowadays.
I guess so.
That's why I'm like, nah.
But I mean, he can work when
Yeah,
push comes to shove. He can.
he can, but I mean, he ain't got the what do you call it? He don't got the drive, whatever the fuck the what was his fucking Staples name?
Oh, the bloodline.
Yeah, he doesn't have the bloodline anymore. It's gonna he actually has to work.
I guess so. Yeah.
So it's gonna be interesting.
No, it's gonna be a good one, man. But that's a card so far. And keep in mind, at the time of recording, we still might be adding some stuff. I mean, there's nothing for the women's tag team championships.
I don't think they're gonna have any other tag teams in
Oh wait, no, that's on SmackDown. Never mind.
yeah.
At the time of recording this, it hasn't happened yet. There's gonna be a gauntlet, a women's tag gauntlet, to see who goes up against Liv and Raquel.
That's gonna be interesting.
So there's still gonna be that. So Liv and Raquel are expected to have one. Crap, what else? I mean, that's an odd number, 11. Oh, we may need something for Chelsea's U.S. Women's Championship.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna be all on the fucking card.
And that would suck.
Cause remember, like, in what was it last year? Well, then again, last year they didn't have that much championships, but not all the cards they have every championship on it.
Sadly, yeah.
That's why, like, sometimes the tag teams are defended on Raw or SmackDown before.
That's true. Damn, dude, I almost forgot the male tag team championships.
That hasn't been defended on a WrestleMania in a hot minute.
Well, it depends. 39, dude. And actually,
And 39 was how long ago?
last year too.
Which one was it?
Last year, the ladder match where they split them up.
Oh shit. Well, I don't know, dog.
Wait a minute. There's two now. That's the ones on Raw and the ones on SmackDown. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. There's so
Holy
many.
shit.
There's so many championships. I don't think they're gonna put them all in the card.
That's like what, 14 now?
Yeah.
So 7 match. If they did include everything, that'd be 7 matches.
That's why I'm saying the AJ Styles match should have been replaced with the championship match because that's not a really important rivalry right there.
Not really. Showcase, celebrity and shit.
Yeah, which we don't need him. He's
I
not really putting him there to be on the map. It was already on the map.
It was getting there, but I mean, still props to him. He's putting in the work, man.
Yeah, but fuck that fool.
Yeah,
But like there could have been better matches. It just they're not putting all the championships on it. That's only left that part.
We'll see, man. Let's see here. Yeah, but yeah, y'all, WrestleMania's coming up. That should be exciting. And what else? When you think about afterwards, man, my guess is Cena wins that championship match, then Backlash, St. Louis, Missouri, man. Randy Orton?
Nah.
No?
Nah. I don't see him winning.
John Cena winning the championship?
I don't see him winning it. It could happen, but I don't see him winning it.
A lot of people will disagree with you there, man. Me included.
I mean, they could disagree all you want, but like,
I know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I don't think he's gonna win it. But it could obviously be that he might win it, or he may. But I'm like, who cares? Like, he ain't gonna be in the company for long, so I'm like, just enjoy the ride.
Indeed. But yeah, so that's happening there, man. Alrighty. But yeah, guys, are you excited for WrestleMania? You let us know How you feel? Comments below and everything, all that stuff. Oh, Hall of Fame, man. So this is interesting. They're now including matches
Yeah,
as like special spots in the Hall of Fame as well.
that's good.
Yeah, the first ever one. I mean, it makes sense. It's the Stone Cold versus Bret Hart match, WrestleMania 13.
That was a good match.
Yeah, many consider it to be at least the best match ever in WrestleMania.
Nah, there's been better, but that's the one that made Stone Cold Stone Cold.
That's true. Yeah, the heel turn and everything, double turn. What do they call it? Yeah, that whole thing
No, the heel turn.
with Bret becoming Uh,
Because that's the one that Stone Cold didn't give up,
yeah, and he just passed
and
out
he
in his
just passed
blood.
out. Yeah,
Yeah, and Ken Shamrock was the freaking like special guest ref.
yeah,
That only makes sense. Uh, they were supposed to be talking about inducting him too.
yeah.
I guess it's out of the question, but
Maybe for the 26, but not for 25.
maybe
Because I know he's in the TNA
he is.
Hall
Yeah,
of Fame.
and then The Rock inducted him that for that one.
Mhm.
Special freaking like little like I guess hidden trivia. The Rock technically does have a TNA appearance.
Not officially,
Not officially.
because he wasn't there.
Video format though.
Yes, no.
Video, but yeah. But yeah, man, there's that. And what else? What else? So far all we know is Triple H, Lex Luger, the what's it called? Typhon
And
and
Earthquake.
Earthquake, the natural disasters.
Yeah.
The WrestleMania match of Bret Hart versus Stone Cold. I'm not sure. Oh, Michelle McCool. Who else are we missing?
It wasn't that many.
Oh, huh.
It wasn't that many.
Damn.
It was not like WrestleMania 20 where there are like 14, 15 people on stage. They're
They're shortening it, but they used to go by a criteria. Like,
yeah, but now it's not. They're not doing the same as the what do you call it? The celebrity spot.
mm-hmm.
It's not all each year. It's like because keep in mind there wasn't that many celebrities in WWE.
That's true.
There was
Yeah.
a lot of them in the 80s, but not in the
That
90s and
that that's what
2000s.
really helped them get that boom in pop culture. Rock and wrestling or whatever. Think
No,
so.
prior to that,
Prior to that,
because rock and wrestling was like the 90s, I think.
nah, the rock and wrestling was like mid '80s into like
80s, 90s.
early
New
'90s.
generation was the
That was the early '90s, right? Into the mid '90s,
early 90s prior to the Attitude Era.
'97. So yeah,
So
early
something like
mid
that, yeah.
something. If you're from that area, correct us. I don't know. But yeah. But yeah, man, that's again, WrestleMania weekend is coming, and oh boy,
I'm happy to see the Indies do their stuff in WrestleMania weekend.
they always go hard for that shit too.
Yeah. So what?
This might actually end up being one of the I forget which one's the other one. But it might be one of the lowest attendance WrestleManias out there.
Yeah, because
And
it's expensive.
way too expensive. That's something WWE put on themselves.
And they're doing it in Vegas. Vegas off the bat is already expensive.
Ah, God,
And
what were
then
they thinking?
add WrestleMania on top of that, it's just as expensive.
And
Like
then if you add the entire WrestleMania week, man, because some people like to go to the exhibits, they
no,
like to go to
that's if you have money. But
hell
if
no.
you're just going to the show and you're like, it's not worth it.
Yeah, no, just a show. Ugh,
Just
God.
just get on Peacock and just watch it.
You could do that, yeah.
Have your own carne asada and that's it.
There you go.
You already spend way less than going to the show.
A lot less, man. But yeah, I mean, like, damn, if you're going, props to ya.
But if you're
It,
not going because of it, props to you because you just save a lot of money.
exactly. Exactly. Oh my god. Just can't imagine. Alrighty, guys. But yeah, honestly, there's a few things outside of WWE. Anything else you wanna talk about, man?
From WWE inside?
WWE or like anywhere else? Like,
Okay, I know Rey Phoenix debuted,
fuck yeah.
which finally I waited for him to say like, oh, he finally debuted. Which I'm surprised that they let him keep Rey Phoenix.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. A ver cuando Triple A se les hincha los huevos to go complain about that.
I'm assuming he must own his own name.
I don't know, dude. Because dude, out there when you get it's just the whole system out there is just corrupt. So it's like you don't know.
Yeah,
Let's see. That happened. Get better soon. Kevin Owens, which we should have mentioned in the
I
beginning.
forgot. Yeah. Oh, that's one. That's one match that had to be
Cut.
taken out. Yeah.
Let's see. From WWE, that's all I had. Oh, Stephanie Vaquer had to relinquish the North American title,
Fuck y'all.
but I know why they did that.
Why?
She can't handle two titles. Nobody can handle two titles.
You sure about that?
Yes.
I mean,
She can't handle two titles, dog. Especially if they're gonna do it in the same night. They're not gonna do it all the fucking time.
but that would just if they
But you know why they also did that? To get the title off of Julia.
they get the title off of Julia.
Because
Oh,
so in order to keep Vaquer strong, they took Julia's title and then she just relinquished it and she's still strong as a character that you know. So she technically never lost the title to somebody.
I guess so.
Because
But
there's a whole storyline to it, but it's not so much like because
you,
she could have done it, but the thing is,
it would have.
it would have put too much stress on the person to do two matches every night.
You should watch Bully Ray's thing on that, man.
Yeah, but Bully Ray, he's from the '90s. That's from a whole different era. It's from a
Mm,
whole different era.
he makes a good point, man. I mean, like you could build it up to the point where she's defending them. Maybe not every week twice, but defending two titles makes her
No, no,
stronger.
she could have done it. She could have done it, but the way they did it on the first night, which was two times,
Opening then closing, right, right,
yeah. So if they would have kept that up, she wouldn't have been able to keep doing it,
right, and then she would have lost it, but
and it would have made her weak, look
it
weak.
wouldn't have made her look weak.
Yes,
No, it
if she
wouldn't.
had lost one title, it would have made her look weak. And that's why she relinquished it. Relinquishing doesn't mean you still lost the title, but you didn't lose to somebody.
It's still lame though.
Who cares?
A lot
The
of
whole point
people.
is to keep the character strong. It's not so much like does it make sense? It doesn't make sense, but it still kept the character strong.
Uh,
Dude, that's why like WWE has their moments where they go back into the '80s and '90s and grab old stuff that to us it makes no sense because that's an '80s '90s thing. Because I still remember when who was it? It
if
was
it's
the
an
Ultimate Warrior when he was the Intercontinental Championship
right, right,
champion. Sorry, he beat Hogan for the WWE, and he
right,
had to relinquish the Intercontinental.
right.
So it's almost the same idea, but instead of doing it on the spot, they did it like a day after or the week after, which made no sense. If she would have said like on the day of, when she won the championship, the world one,
Mm-hmm.
and she would have relinquished the her North American title, it would have made more sense. But
Like on the day, or what do you
yeah,
mean?
yeah, like the whole Warrior and Hogan match, he relinquished it that day,
That same day?
that same day for the WWE Championship. And
He could continue as a double.
nope,
Never knew that.
because that's an old school rule that you can't be a double champion.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Bubba Ray is from that area, and he
That's
disagrees with that.
'80s. Bubba
You
Ray's
said 90s,
Bubba. I can't remember when the fuck this one, but it's like '80s shit. And Bubba's keep in mind, Bubba is also hardcore, so he has a whole different mentality on that. They could go on forever and ever and ever. It's not wrestling.
I gotta disagree with that, man.
Yeah, I mean, disagree all you want, but
I
I
know
don't
that she
care.
should
But
have
but
kept
but
it on
I
it.
mean, she could have done it, but storyline wise, it wouldn't fit her. It would have been too much.
Again, you could have just done it in a way to build her up stronger.
She's already strong as it is,
I know,
and because she has the women's title, she's already strong as it is.
I know, but still, it would not. Just because somebody loses doesn't necessarily make them weak, man.
Yes, it does.
Not every loss makes you weak.
Yes, it does.
Not every loss makes you
For a
weak.
championship, yes, it does.
Uh, Losing a championship
Or losing a championship, it does. Yes, it does.
depends, man.
Yeah, it depends on the person, but technically that it makes you not weak, look weak, but it doesn't build up your character. Depending on how you lost it, Yeah,
It's all in how you lose it.
but
Yeah,
if you lost it straight up, like no,
it depends on.
because you would go from a double champion dominating the sport to being just a one champion. Like nah, prefer just to have that one championship and that's it.
I don't know, man.
All right, let's cut it here because we're gonna get into this shit and we got more shit to
Seriously.
cover.
All
Yes.
right, all right, all right, man. All right.
No, no.
Yeah. All right, man. A couple things too, just for fun. Probably not. But Zoe Starks.
Okay.
I don't know if this is. I don't know if this is part of something that she's building up for, or if she legitimately like meant it. Have you seen her censoring?
No.
Zoe Starks a couple weeks ago, she was like at a house show. Rhea, they made it seem like super dirty or something. That Rhea Ripley had a candlestick and she did something inappropriate with the stick, and like Zoe
Oh
Stark,
shit, she spanked her butt.
she spanked her butt.
But
That's nothing.
yeah, but it wasn't so much on Zoe Stark, but it was more on Mickey James on the LFG.
Well, that's a different thing, man.
Yeah, but they tied it together.
In a way, yeah. But I could say I would side together, but like I don't know. She made it seem like she could have done something much more inappropriate with the stick, but she spanked her butt before at live shows, man. It's nothing.
Yeah, but she's just arguing just to argue.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like if Rhea would have done something more graphic, then yeah, we get it, but she didn't.
She didn't really.
I saw that clip. I'm like, there's nothing in that because
what are you censoring? Like,
because I mean, you know how many male superstars have done that shit too.
There you go.
But then again, like they don't have their ass exposed, but they done just as worse.
Indeed, man. Something about that too, but we'll get to that. But yeah, I mean, like the Mickey James thing where she's like, she's basically bad mouthing like the wardrobe and stuff.
Yeah, but then at the same time, she was like, "Oh, so we could." Well, I'm not gonna get into that shit because
Should we get? We shouldn't get into
we
that.
shouldn't get into that shit.
Nah,
that has nothing to do with us.
We still love you, Mickey James, but
Shut up, fool.
Yeah,
continue.
Okay. But yeah, well, speaking of that, man. Speaking about the males, did you see the footage of like Punk and Cody? Hell, even I think Dominic was a different person, but believe it or not, a little bit of this happens to males too. They were getting inappropriately touched. Did you see that? There was an actual like an OnlyFans model, who what's it called?
Yeah,
You've heard of that? Yeah.
No,
Again,
that's the only thing I hate about models that do that because they think they're exempt of everything just because of that's what they do.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, like just like y'all don't want to be touched. Same thing with wrestlers, like they don't want to be touched.
Nobody wants to.
And
whoever you are, if they don't want it,
and
no.
then these fools could actually press charges.
They could, yeah.
Because now knowing who it was, if they know who it was,
they do.
Oh, they could press charges.
She's a well-known like OF model in Europe and stuff, man.
Tell me after, I want to know who it is.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
No, but yeah, but keep in mind, también, and out there in Europe, even if you're an OF model and do that, they think they're really exempt of everything. Like,
nah, just because you're hot doesn't mean exactly.
Not even because they're hot, just the profession they have.
That's true, yeah.
Not even because they're hot. Like that doesn't exempt you from anything.
True.
It just categorizes you from either being a pendejo or being normal, and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Not too long ago, remember, like in Mexico with La Hiedra, that one dude thought that
they did that to him. They did that to her. Sorry, they
exactly,
did that to Roman Reigns when he used to come from the crowd.
Oh, did? Yeah. Oh, in the Shield days?
Yep.
I never knew that. Oh,
that's why they stopped doing the whole Shield shit.
Damn.
That's why you stopped coming down from the fucking crowd. That's why, like, I think with some of the wrestlers that still come from the crowd, like they know what they're getting into now. Like,
and there's security guards there too now.
Yeah, but they don't have them until they get down. But if you're still up from the top part of it,
well, they're kind of behind them.
Yeah, but not in the little whole big aisle. They have to walk down. Like there's not a lot of people there.
Gotcha.
So it's like one of those things. Like if you put yourself in that situation, I'm not saying you're instigating it, but you gotta know like that's gonna happen. Yeah. So you gotta be careful, and that's even from the territory days because that's what they used to do back in the territory days. Man.
Well, yeah, they had less security back in the days.
Yeah, so you had to actually do that.
Or even in Mexico now with Del Rio, that situation.
I mean, well, they're real. That's the whole. He got anger issues, but
Yeah, indeed, man. But
that's
yeah,
why
I mean,
don't take roids, fool. Don't take roids.
he did.
You take roids. Why do you think he's so damn big?
I mean, he doesn't.
Mexicans don't get that big, dude.
I never thought he was big. You know, I always
He's big.
the real.
Dude, he's big. For for our ethnicity, that's big.
Mm,
He's bigger than Andrade, and Andrade's built. He's bigger than Santos. Santos built too.
I wouldn't say taller, maybe, but
No,
like
but
built.
yeah,
The real.
yeah. And there's fools out there that are built. Like Fresero Jr., he's more fat built. But you got Diamante Azul, he's built. You
I mean,
got
see, Bernatico back in the
you
day was
got
pretty good too.
but he used to do bodybuilding
Right, right.
competitions. Lover, but if you notice them, they're built, but they're like slim built.
Yeah. That's the
Uh,
thing. The real to me is
the
slim. I wouldn't say
yeah,
he's big.
but the real big.
Is he?
Yeah, but he got chicken legs.
I don't know, man.
He got chicken legs.
If he takes him, all right, I guess. But like,
Yeah, if you ever look at because if you see him from out here, you couldn't take shit because there was not that wellness clause, whatever.
right?
But if you look at Mexico, they don't care about
No, they
that.
don't. But
So, but if you look at the way he looks, like yeah, you had Conan helping you out.
oh,
So yeah, you got something in
I
you.
mean, look at Conan now.
Oh, dude, that foot looks hella beat
Bad.
up. Hella beat up.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, like, all right. But yeah, that whole stuff. Ah, that whole stuff. But yeah, that and them. Let's see here. So we talked about that. Keep your hands to yourself, people, when you go to these shows. All that
Or you're
stuff.
gonna get sniped.
Exactly. I mean, Punk and Cody were cool about it though. It's like once she started like reaching over for them, people, oh, nope, and they walk away.
Yeah.
Exactly. Del Rio, that's how you do it. But yeah, indeed. But what else? This is I don't know too much about it. I know there's some beef there. I don't know what started it or like how long it's been going on, but did you see the thing about Swerve and Booker T?
I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
I mean, basically, so at the end of Dynasty, man, I guess I don't know if it went off the air or if it made it onto the air. I would assume it went off the air. I hope. But I didn't see the show, man. But point is, towards the end, when Swerve after he had the championship match, I'm gonna try to paraphrase it. Something about I don't just talk about representation. I go out there and do it and do it. Fuck Booker T.
Oh, okay, okay.
You heard of that?
I have an idea what it's about, but I'm like, dude, once you're winning, why you gotta put yourself into that situation?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is why you gotta love Booker T, man. He had a great response. Again, paraphrasing Booker T. Okay, man. Basically, like the main thing there was that you should have ended with something to leave people with talking about the show, not talking about me, who's not even part of AEW.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the problem with the new generation. They're trying to throw heat towards an opponent that's in a different company,
and they have these little shits to hide behind.
Yeah, and I'm like, nah.
That's another thing that I love about Booker T, man. And it's like I come from that old way of saying, like, if you got something to say it to their face.
Gotta,
no, exactly. And he was being pro too. Swerve, you're a great talent, and I do hope you get you get what you deserve. But this was just a little error, basically.
It was childish.
It kind of was. I love you, Swerve, but like, god damn it, bro.
Anyways.
God damn it.
Okay, so now once we're off WWE and AEW.
What you got?
Well, there is a little bit of AEW and shit in WWE. All right, so now we're out of AEW technically WWE. Well, there's a couple of points. WWE is talking about or Penta is talking about he might consider losing his mask, but only to Rey Fenix though.
That makes sense.
If he loses it,
that makes sense.
People are thinking like, oh, it's gonna be for WrestleMania. Like, no, he's thinking about more like in 10, 15 years, not right now. Which, there's no rush to it, but at the same time, it's like, at least he's already thinking, who could it be?
His brother, obviously. Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't know how old apart they are of age.
Me neither.
So, I mean, that's a good That's a perfect plan to go with. Jericho says he's considering a WWE return,
Can't blame him, I guess.
and I think I know why because of all the stupid shit AEW has been doing lately. But at the same time, it's like, dog, you saw this coming from a mile away,
Eh.
and he was a world champion. Come on, RVD rather be associated with WWE than AEW.
Because of the John Moxley.
Yeah, and a lot of people's like, but you were in AEW, like, but yeah, but he wasn't doing
You
no.
mean ECW?
Yeah, he was in ECW, like, but thing is, RVD wasn't doing spots where you were actually getting cut open in ACW.
I mean, there were still some pretty brutal spots,
Yeah,
though.
but not that brutal. Of his
Mm,
spots compared to the rest of the cards that was in ECW.
I mean, fire stuff, and don't forget
Um,
the infamous New Jack one where he got that one dude who landed on him,
that
and where he
one
legitimately tried to
dude,
kill him by throwing
the
him over the freaking
that one kid that they.
that they also cut open.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but it wasn't RVD though.
I know it wasn't RVD, but like
But at
this,
the same time, RVD now being more mature now, he's like, yeah, I don't want to be associated with AEW if they're going down that route because he's already been through it with ECW.
hmm.
So he's like, why am I gonna go through it again if he's associated with AEW?
Well, don't forget he also did say like I probably have a part in this too because I was in ECW.
Yeah, like he's not saying like, oh, I'm exempting myself from this. It's just like I don't really want to be a part of this if it's going down this
I see what
path.
you
You
mean.
know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because WWE is more trying to be more not family friendly,
Not really,
but
especially.
more sport oriented than actual violent oriented,
Hmm.
which is cool because WWE or WWF was always that sport based wrestling.
Hmm.
So you got that. This last weekend you had MLW right here in LA
I saw that.
for
Yeah,
Battle Riot 7 with Matt Riddle winning the Battle Riot with a broken ribs.
I think so. Yeah.
And he came out still as world champion. You had who did it open with? It was Alex Hammerstone with what's his fucker's name? I can't remember who was number two, but somebody important. I can't remember his name.
Baron Corbin debuted, right?
As Bishop Dyer. Um, Jerry Fatu was in it. A lot of Consejo Mundial wrestlers were in it. Atlantis Jr. Ultimo Guerrero, his old ass. Blue Panther, his old super old ass.
Junior or
Original.
oh shit.
That's what it was. A good match to
Mm.
watch. Who else was in it? Oh, Chris Adonis, aka Chris Masters, aka Sexy Jesus. That's literally his logo
I have
shit.
never seen that sexy Jesus
That's his
with the long hair look now.
yeah.
That's
But the thing is, he's
hilarious.
balding right here.
Oof.
He's part of the John Cena hair club because they all have it right here.
They do, yeah.
And but it was a good card. It was really good, because they had that hardcore spot where like they literally had like they did what 2001 Royal Rumble tried to do, but they actually kept the Rumble going outside. So if they were eliminated, they were still going out outside until they got all of the Rogue Horsemen out.
Gotcha.
It's a good card. But yeah, so that happened. In TNA, they got rid of the Digital Media Championship. They're gonna make their own Intercontinental Championship,
I saw that, yeah.
which is badass. Because I'm like, finally, they're gonna give them a good championship, legit. And it was Santino Marella who said it like in honor of that first X Division match of the triple threat of AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe.
Hmm.
All the matches are gonna be triple threat matches.
Oh fuck yeah.
So that's gonna be I can't remember when it's gonna be the last part of the tournament, but that's the tournament.
Alright.
It's all triple threat matches.
Yeah, man.
And up to that, that's all that's been going on
That's
in
nice,
the
man.
indie Consejo Triple A shit. Yeah,
We could probably leave that out. Tessa Blanchard.
she's not. I didn't hear anything about her, so I don't want to say anything about her.
I'm gonna show it to you later. I'll probably show it to you later, and we can talk about that
Yeah,
next time.
yeah. What she? I want to know what she did.
She keeps trying to rile people up, you know.
I mean, that's what she's known for.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Essay. It has to do with that.
Uh,
I'll show you that next time.
I mean, if she's trying to go with the whole blood in, blood out, whatever. That's what it's from.
Yeah,
Or American Me or whatever.
you want to see it?
I don't really.
Or you know what? I'll show
I
you.
don't really care for her, so I don't even
Yeah, all
want to
right.
see it.
She just keeps. I'll show you later, man. But
She
we'll talk
just
about it
keeps
next time.
digging a bigger hole for herself.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does.
I knew about that. I knew that Chavo Guerrero was in TNA recently.
I saw that.
He
Yeah, that was
wrestles.
sick.
He could still wrestle.
He's trained. He teaches like celebrities who have to go into wrestling movies and shows how to do that.
He went up in the world.
Hell yeah.
I know he took a picture. One of the because the Eddie Guerrero took a picture in one of the murals they did in El Paso
Hell
for
yeah.
him. Yeah,
Heck yeah, man.
that was badass.
You gotta. Yeah.
You're doing too much. It's not even on the fucking camera.
All right. Oh, good point. Alrighty. But yeah, that's about it, man. I guess.
That's about it in the whole that part of the world and shit. Yeah.
Indeed. Alrighty, y'all. But yeah, interesting discussion points we had here today. Again, feel free to share your thoughts down there below, and give us a drop kick that like button, subscribe, all that stuff. Check us out on IG. That's where we're most active as well. And yeah,
Oh yeah, and I'm still on the Studio Ghibli thing. If I see
Oh.
your ass, I will unfollow your ass.
Oh, yeah.
I already got 2 of y'all. I will do it. He's witness.
I know. Indeed. AI, man. Terror. Fucking
Chinga su
whatever.
madre.
I know. Musicians have to worry too.
Yeah, we're the front line. You're the second line. So
Oh, we're next.
Yeah, I mean, you already got it on YouTube, but yeah, you're the second one in line.
I know. Indeed. But all right, guys. But besides that, they'll never make AI wrestlers. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Indeed. All right, guys. But until then, we'll see you guys on the next episode. And by that time, WrestleMania will probably already
happen. Yeah, in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Or yeah, indeed. But that's going to be exciting to talk about. All right, guys. Well, until then, we will see y'all later. Peace out.
Laters.